Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. All right, I got a burger story for you. Unfortunately, I have some cruise cancellations, and I have a story of a cruise ship that hit an iceberg. Now, that's a story we don't hear very often. But we're going to start with Carnival Cruise Lines and Guy's Burgers on board Carnival Cruise Lines because they are adding a limited time new menu item. They have come up with a brand new burger called the Thunderstruck Nacho Burger. So this is going to be on a toasted brioche bun with, of course, a burger patty, some donkey sauce, super melty cheese, nacho seasoning, borracho beans, crispy corn tortilla strips, fried jalapenos, and fresh pico de gallo sauce. So what do y'all think? Is anybody out there ready to try the new Thunderstruck Nacho Burger? Now, they did say this was going to be for a limited time on board the ships. They didn't say how limited, didn't give any end dates for it. You never know if it's a very popular item. Everybody's loving the Nacho Burger. This could be something they keep on the menu. And I'm kind of hoping it's still going to be on the menu come this October when we're going to sail on the Carnival Breeze. Because personally, I'd give this one a try. Norwegian Cruise Lines. They are canceling some bookings on board the Pride of America sailing to Hawaii in the month of August. Now, those that are going to be affected should, of course, already received an email letting them know that their booking was going to be canceled because they're not canceling the cruises. They're only canceling some of the bookings due to staff shortages. Now, I could not find the information on how they're going to determine whose booking they're going to cancel. So I have no idea who's going to be affected by this other than some folks are going to be affected by these booking cancellations. Now, anybody that is canceled will receive a 100% refund and a 100% future cruise credit. And for those that don't know, the Pride of America is the only large size cruise ship that is US flagged, built in the United States, and allowed to do mainland to Hawaii and back without a foreign stop cruises. But it also means that the majority of her crew on board also has to be American. And the Pride of America, well, she's had some staffing shortages for a while here. Don't know when she's going to be able to get past that. Don't know when they're going to get enough Americans on board to resume sailing at a higher capacity. Because until that happens, we could continue to see the Pride of America sailing at reduced capacity even beyond August. And hopefully Norwegian, they're aware of the problem and they don't open as many bookings per sailing in the future. That way we don't have any more of these types of cancellations. And finally, a story we don't hear very often. At least it's not talked about very, very often. And when you think of a cruise ship hitting an iceberg, of course, the most famous one that always comes to mind is the Titanic. That's a huge story about a cruise ship striking an iceberg. Well, believe it or not, it's happened again. Not the Titanic, not a sinking, but a cruise ship that struck an iceberg. So, the Norwegian Sun, she was transitioning into the Hubbard Glacier area there in Alaska. There was some really dense fog, created a very limited visibility, and unfortunately, she did strike a smaller sized iceberg back on June 25th. Now, I didn't know this, but they say that on average, a ship strikes an iceberg every year 2.3 times. Okay, now these are icebergs of various sizes, and I'm guessing because we don't hear about them very often, they generally don't cause a lot of damage, if any damage. But yeah, the average ship strikes an iceberg 2.3 times a year. And that's a piece of information I didn't even know. Never even thought to look that up because you don't really hear about ships striking icebergs very often. But apparently it happens more than we think it does. So there were no injuries have been reported. The ship does remain fully operational as far as its systems on board the ship. However, she was diverted to Juneau, Alaska. That way they can assess any hull damage and see if any further repair is going to be required. But this did cause the Norwegian Sun to have to skip Skagway while they determine, if there's anything that's going to affect the operations of the ship. As of right now, we don't have any further damage assessments on the ship, don't have any information on whether it's going to affect this itinerary any further or any future itineraries. And of course, as soon as we have any of that information, we will let everybody out there know. You know, we just had the rock slide up there in Skagway. Now we got a ship striking an iceberg up there in Alaska. It's been an interesting week sailing in Alaska. And most importantly, and luckily, so far, no report of injuries. Nobody has been hurt that we are aware of. And as we get more information and the story changes, we'll let everybody know. And that's going to be your cruise news for today. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so yet, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It is free to do so. Helps our channel grow and simply lets you know anytime we put out a new video. Hope everyone out there has a really great day, and like always, we will see you out on the high seas.